Hi, welcome to a brand new video of the Target Individual program, the Target Individual Experience. Um, so prior to my last video, they're still targeting me immensely with the psychological warfare, psyops, and they're not letting up. Um, surveilling me in the home again using sirens. The other night. Um, I think it was Wednesday. So Wednesday, um, I had asked Pam to clear off her bed because she had a whole bunch of clothes on her bed. Because I was ready to, you know, not ready to go to sleep, but I told her, can she clear off the bed so that way when I'm ready to go to sleep, um, you know, her bed will be cleared off. So she said, sure. She said, you can come in at 11:30, right? So I had asked her this about 8 o'clock, okay, when she got in from work, and she said, okay, fine. From 8 o'clock to the time she came to get me, um, actually, no, she didn't come to get me, but between 8 o'clock to around going to 8:30, there was no sirens, no ambulance, no fire trucks, no noise campaign, no car honking. I mean, it was quiet, really, really quiet. Okay, so immediately at 11:30 is when they started with the sirens again. Okay, so not, I mean, just as you guys know that they listen to our conversation, okay, and then they'll do things like that again to try to put me in this paranoid state, right? And so just as how they, whenever I come over here the past couple of days, there's like a heavy police presence, on my way here. And so also like when she calls me on the phone, I call her immediately afterwards. I start hearing police sirens. This is the stuff that they're doing, right? So yesterday, after picking up the kids from school, because they had after school, walking back home, you'll see. Let's go back a little bit. All right. So the reason why I started recording is because the police officers were standing behind the police vehicle. Immediately as I exit out the children's school with them and started walking, then this police officer went and he opens up the back of the car, the trunk of the car, right? Then they put something in there, and you'll see, right? This is what they do. Okay, they'll wait for me, all right, and then when they see me, at a close distance, all of a sudden now they'll exit out their vehicle, or they'll start, opening their trunk or opening their door, as I'm approaching. And I'm going to show you. You see, this is the police, but I'm going to show you the fire department does the same shit too. Okay, the firefighters. Okay, so now as I'm getting closer, you'll see. Let's go back a little bit because you'll see this officer here in the gray shirt. Okay, let's go back, and I'm not quite sure if he's covering his, yeah, because his arms moves up and he covers his nose. Okay, which the car passed by, so you don't see it. But let's go back slightly. As he first did it, and you see how they move, how they try to cover what it is that they're doing. So his hands goes up. This police officer here, the shorter one, stands. He moves over so he can stand in the way, so I won't be able to get it on film, on video. Okay, and then again you'll see he make his hands as if it's like a gun or something. You'll see that there. Okay, then he grabs the side of his thigh, all right, and then the other one, the one in front. Let's go back just a little further. These are all hand signals now, right? So there he goes, and as the other one turns towards the car, the palm of his hand is facing towards me. This is the type of stuff that they do because you know what? I've been brainwashed. They brainwashed me, okay? And I've been telling people this for years. No one wants to believe me, okay? So let you know that the United States government and government agencies like the police department, the FBI, the CIA, they all engage in psychological warfare, psychological torture on citizens and those living here within the United States. Okay? So remember, as I approach, all of a sudden now you start to see them jump into action. Okay? Now watch this guy on the bike. Gosh, I was trying to pause it. Hit the wrong button. Okay? So we just play it over again. So watch them now. Okay? Now, I don't know. Is that the end of it? That might have been the end of it. Okay. Now, this guy on the bike, he's going to reach up and he's going to pinch his nose. I stopped the video. And, you know, I wasn't even looking at him when I turned because I guess I turned to stop. When I turned to stop the video, that I got this little footage of the guy walking with the bike. But that's what he does. He reached up and pinched his nose. Okay. So that was yesterday, picking up the kids from after school. Today now, because it's my son's birthday, it's Ethan's birthday. He turns 10 today. And last night, me and Pam was having a discussion because he didn't want to have a party in his school, but all of a sudden now he wanted to, right? He wanted cupcakes and stuff like that. So again, it's the technology that they're using to mind control him, right? Because he did not want to have a party in school, cupcakes. Because he's 10 years old. He was like, "Daddy, I'm too big for that. I'm too old for that." But for some reason, last night he just started crying, saying that he wanted to have cupcakes and a little party in his class. So that's fine. That was really odd. But come to find out today, now as you'll see, that they use the technology, the mind control technology, to get him to cry, and all of a sudden now he wanted to have a party in school in his class, right? And so me and Pam was talking, and we were like, well, I'll go to Stop and Shop to get cupcakes, and I bought like uh, the what do you call it, the Capri Sun juice pouches, right? So I bought a few boxes of those. Okay, now as I turned on the block that the Stop and Shop was on, there was a fire truck parked up there, and it looked like it was parked up for a while because it didn't just arrive. They all were sitting in the fire truck. Immediately as I turned the corner and I started walking and I got close, because this is the what you see in front of me right here is um, there's a garage. So this is the exit and entrance to the garage. So I had walked, deep into the block, right? Then when they saw me, so now they exit out the vehicle. So that's when I started recording. So I took my phone out and I started recording. So remember, if you look at my previous videos, I talked about how early on in my targeted, whenever I would go on date, we go to me and my date would get to the establishment, the restaurant, what have you, or the movies. There will always be fire trucks parked up in front of the movie or the restaurant because they knew where we were going, because I was on the surveillance 24/7, and I'm still am. Okay, and there you see the red theme, so the guy in red. And when I was in Stop and Shop, they started targeting me with the color red. And so you'll see what he does here, all right? So he has his walkie-talkie, and he's going to take his thumb and press it against the walkie-talkie. I know it's deliberately. Okay, let's go back slightly. All right, missed it. So look, you see the look on their face, right? Look at the face. It look like a nervous wreck because they know that I'm videotaping, and they know that I'm going to put their behind on blast. Okay, look at this one. And sometimes they'll bring that one black guy just to let me know that they got the black firefighters in on targeting me. Okay, now let me go back slightly, and you'll see. Let me pause this. You'll see as I turn. Okay, I'm gonna pause it direct light. Now you see this firefighter. He does this. Okay, that's what he does. They always got to get that one Negropean, right, to participate, just to send me a subliminal message that now they have the black firefighters targeting me. The police do the same thing. The white police officers, they'll always have that one black cop, right, to let me know that yeah, they got a lot of the black police officers targeting me. Okay, now I want to go to this guy. I'm going to come back to this guy, but I'm going to play the rest of the video. So you want to see how staged this is? So you have, I'm not sure if he's the manager, but he was standing there doing these hand signals to me. And when he noticed, because I turned and I had the phone recording, and he noticed he was going to be recorded, right? He's now going to step to him. And he runs away. Watch him. He looks directly at me. He just bolted. He bolted. Okay? And the reason why I turned to these people here, because again, this is all staged. They're going to put these people there. And as I was approaching, this woman here, the one, I'm not sure she's black, I mean white or Hispanic, but she starts kicking her feet back. And so when I turned, she stopped. Okay? Yeah, so that's the the firefighter, because he saw me coming around. He didn't want his face to be on camera again. So now you'll hear me say, yep, got him. A good job of nothing. Again, you can tell by their non-reaction, right, that again they know what they're doing. Okay, they know what they're doing. All right, and so again, that's what we got to do as targets, is to put them on blast. Okay, so I want to go back to not right there, right here. Okay, let's take in some of this crop. And let me see. Okay, let me see if. Let's see if I got it now. All right. Let's see if I got. Okay, so now this guy here, I want you to look at his hands. See his hands right here? I want you to look at his fingers. And what they do, like I said, is masking. So what he's going to do, he's going to mask giving me the middle finger. And I'm going to pause it so you guys can see. So you see his hands there, right? He has his index finger sticking out right now. Now he sticks out, not stick out, but you'll see the knuckle of his middle finger. So remember I talked about earlier in my targeting the police officer, that every night I left my work, he was, at the bottom of the stairs with his hands on the railing like this, right? This is what he having this index finger stick out. So again, that was Doc NLP, Neurolinguistic Programming, Anchors and Triggers. I didn't know that at the time. I had no idea of this psychological stuff, the psychological warfare, the psychological programming that was going on. Okay? So that's basically what that is. And I want you to take a good look at this piece of shit. His name is Nielsen. Okay? He's a piece of shit. Okay? Probably a damn white supremacist. Wearing that KKK hood when he gets home. Okay? All right, so let's move on. And so this is me coming back from the school after dropping off the cupcakes and the Capri Suns juice to Ethan's class. And I'm walking, and this woman, she's walking. All of a sudden she picks up, she stops, bend down, and pick up, she actually pulled some leaves off of these bushes right here. And then she starts playing with it in her hands. Now, I've never seen that before. And so it was kind of weird because she's very into it. She was, but again, there's a subliminal message hidden in that. And again, this is what they do, right? So there she is. Okay. Now, continuing walking. See, I didn't stop the video from recording because I knew there was more. So now you'll see, if you look, you'll see this bag right to this post. See this post right here? And you'll see a lady up here. You gotta look. This is to the left, right? So you see a bag on the floor, on the ground. Okay. Now as I get close, again, they're gonna signal to her. She turns around. She looks at me. Okay. And then she starts digging in her bag. Okay. And now, because she see that I'm recording, right? So now she's gonna run away. Okay. Because that's what these cowards do. And she's acting as if she's catching a dollar van. Nope. So now this lady now comes. And this is the stuff that they do when I talk about how they walk in front of you, like to bump into you or you bump into them. So she comes and she's doing this. Okay? You'll see her right there. Okay? And this is deliberate. Okay, so now you see her now. And she's just like playing with her hair. She taking a peek at me. All right? Now, at this point, this is what is called the mind control, the silent sound spectrum. So now, why did I turn the camera immediately across the street like this? Okay? I wasn't consciously doing it, but for some reason I turned, and again, you'll see the use of colors, and the color orange is another color that they'll use. Okay? And then you'll see this woman in white, and what she does, see that? How she turns around? But look at where her head is turned. Right across the street, looking at the guy in the orange shirt. Okay? So now he comes. All of a sudden now, she looks up. She's looking up at the sky. Okay? He looks at his phone and he looks at me. Let's go back there again. Okay? So he looks up at the sky too. They're both looking up at the sky. Okay? Then he looks down at his phone. Okay? And then she turns back around. Okay? Now, this whole time, she had ample opportunity to cross the street, but she wouldn't. So now you see another guy. Okay? Looks at me. He made his finger like a gun. Now she starts tugging on her clothes. Okay? And because she doesn't want to get put on blast, she turns to walk off. But I stopped. All right? So there you go. Okay? So let's go back slightly, because I want you to look at the people in the van, at least the dude in the van, as I turn. Okay? He has his phone out. You know, he just took it up, look at it, put it back down. This is how the psyops work, right? Getting multiple people involved in targeting while I'm being psychologically controlled with the silent sound spectrum. Okay, I gotta get ready to go get these kids. Yeah, but I'm gonna just let this video play. Okay, now here we go again. As soon as she approached, she starts moving things. Now she starts doing these hand signals with her hands. All right, watch. And how she's trying to mask it. Okay, so again, these are the things that these people do. Why? Because I've been brainwashed without my consent, and this brainwashing, it is basically a crime to do that against anyone, right? We're talking about conspiracy of rights. Okay, this was a lot of this targeting falls under that, and is the directly involvement of state and local police officers who are members of religious organizations. Okay, and getting religious people, because they've been targeting me with a lot of people wearing crosses. Okay, they'll come in front of me and they'll do this, like for me to pray, and I'm gonna get that on video. Okay, they're very slick with it. Okay, I haven't been able to catch that yet, but I will. Trust me on that. Well, that's it for the video. I'll see you guys in the next one.